Alrighty now, everyone. It's time to believe in the madness that believes in you once more. So I ran through all these and I grabbed, I think it was just the weapons that I focused on. And so I'm going to check out their supply kits. So looks like everything here, a lot of knives, a Leatherman, more knives, hatchet. So everything there is designed to kill zombies. I don't see any first aid kit, nothing, no extra food, no water bottles, things that you'd actually want to use to live. So if all that you're doing is just killing and not surviving, that's, I guess, a good survival kit until you run out of anything else. And so there's the guy who got stabbed in the head and lived, which was pretty impressive. Okay, we didn't do this one. Rate my zombie apocalypse outfit. So I mean, that's pretty good. They could pile on top of you and you die from getting crushed to death. Again, there's no side arms, so that's kind of a weakness, but side arms can always be picked up. And so here's, I think, a chainmail, loose bar fitting mesh. It looks like they took some sort of a cage. What is it off of? You know what, I'm not really sure, but I mean, well, you'd be protected in your body. I mean, the most vulnerable spot are going to be your hands, which are going to probably be the most closest place. I guess your feet are open to crawlers, but I mean, is this better than nothing? I mean, I don't know. I might wear it over nothing, depending on what I want to do. So we have this one with that's weapons basically useless except for killing zombies. So there's that. What would I do to improve this fort? So Shadowversity has a lot of videos on what to do. So I would put top ramps on top of this where you can shoot arrows through, what are they called? You shoot the arrows through the thingos, the holes that, so you're not leaning over the wall. You're just shooting a little thing, an arrow straight down at your attackers. So that's what I would do to improve that. I forget what they're called. It's been so long. So I already did that one. In the last one, I picked the armor, the first aid kit, that, and then the night vision goggles. This one I didn't do. Oh, get back here. What would you get killed in a zombie apocalypse that most people didn't think of? Well, that is definitely a good question. I mean, for a long-term zombie apocalypse, I think most people don't realize how soon the supply chain's gonna go out. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know I could do that. Okay, 15 places. The zombie 15 places to survive the zombie apocalypse. So if I zoom in, I can't read the small word. So I don't know what they said about each one of these, but I mean an island. So the problem with the island is going to be supply and demand. I mean, if you have an island with plenty of resources, it would work pretty well. Oil platform, again, that's basically the same problem as an island, except the island is an upgrade because the island can grow food. You can get coconuts and whatever other things, and I guess you could do fishing off of both of them. Fishing would work. The jail, so I mean, it's designed to keep people in. So I watched, was it Until Dawn? Was that a zombie movie where the zombies got burned up if they touched the sun? Anyways, I thought the dumbest part about that show was that they were in the jail, but they didn't keep themselves locked up like prisoners in case the zombies got in, which meant a few of them got eaten because some guy opened up a door by himself, which is usually a terrible idea. You should not open up doors and investigate things if nothing's on the inside. they didn't lock themselves in jail, which I don't know. Why would you not do that? It seemed really dumb. A castle. So basically, a castle is going to be a lot like a jail cell, except there's a lot less of them. So, I mean, if you could find a castle and make it usable, it would work. Military base. So, the thing about the military base is, why isn't the military base using it? I mean, shouldn't the military be, and if the military isn't occupying it, where are they, and how screwed up is their base? A farm. So the thing about a farm would be that a farm is typically away from a lot of civilization. They would be growing food there, depending on, and what farm you are on would depend on what food and how edible it is and how long you could live off of it. So the problem with that is, in our modern society, everything is supplied by the supply chain, which, going back to this post over here asking what people wouldn't die from, they could, because you lose oil to run your tractors and things, that could easily turn into a death trap by the end of the year if the supply train isn't brought back. Safe house. So, I mean, the safe house would depend on where the safe house is, how much food is in the safe house. Can you see what's going on outside of the safe house? Does it have cameras and it consumes a lot of electricity? I don't know. Missile silo. So that's probably, I mean, it's probably a really locked up place, but that kind of leads me to the same military base thing is, why isn't the military using it? A bridge. So the thing I see about the bridge would be deterioration, especially if, like, the military just bombed everything to get rid of the zombies, especially if the zombies were on one side of the river and not the other. They would take that out. As far as fortitude, it would limit the places they could come from, because they can only come from this end and that end. I mean, if you made it more affordable, it could work? I don't know. The problem with that is, if the supply chain does get back up and then you have all your stuff across the bridge, it now has to be moved to get the supply chain going. A ship. So that's actually a pretty good thing, especially if it's a sailboat that doesn't require gas, because then you can make your way around to different places that have food and supplies and do supplies. The lighthouse. So, I mean, let me think about that for a second. It probably isn't a bad place. You could be up high and see them coming and choose to either hold out and see if they pass, or get down and boogie out of there. That would be an advantage of it. A high mountain. I mean, it would be... Snow's going to be a lot more of a problem, which them being dead, and the cold would probably slow them down a lot more, so that could work to your advantage that way. Food would be a problem in the winter. Yeah, so the mountain mine, I would not hold up in a mountain mine, because if they follow you in there and there's only one way out, you go through them to get out, or you run and you hide and hope they get lost in the mine, or you enough of them thin out that you can leave, or something like that. Mountain cave is going to be the exact same problem. And then the last one is a bank, which I assume they want to say it's good because of the vault, which probably only works if you have electricity. I'm going to say the bank is a bad option. That's the worst. It's probably better than no option, but that's the worst on the list. So this one, yep, we already looked at that one. He's got the pretty well suited up, doesn't have any sidearms, but he's he's relatively protected, other than he doesn't have gloves. That actually might be something that he wants. So, transport. So, a bike is good because it doesn't require gas. You can't haul a lot on it. But I always had problems with them breaking down and not knowing how to maintenance them. So if you knew how to maintenance them, that would be a good option. So the railroad trolley. So that I have mixed feelings about this, because like it could work and you could haul things. The disadvantage is that has it can only go forwards or backwards on the rails, so that's a disadvantage. That would make it easy for people to set up an ambush and ambush you. So there's that, and then you'd have limited places you could go, because you can't go off this track. That means you'd have to haul farther away, or haul things off manually. The horse is a good option. I wonder if Reddit actually had more options, and I didn't realize that. But anyways, the horse is a good option as long as you have plenty of food. And that might be the problem, depending on where you're living, is feeding the horse. But I'm not going to go back and see if there was more options, but whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot I skipped over this. This is the I assume somebody wanted it as their get around vehicle. I mean, it's small. It can fit. If vehicles are in a wreck in the road, you can get around it. You could put people on top of these boxes with guns, and they can use these railings as bars to hold on to as they drive around and shoot. Could even like set the gun on top of one of those and then use it as a fourth point of contact if it's a rifle. Make it a little bit easier to shoot, although it being on a bumpy road, that may not be the best idea. Okay, that was a terrible idea. Forget everything. Forget I said anything. So we have that one's just a standard kit, and the problem is the power tools, unless you have power with that one. And so what was this one? On the lighter side, Merry, Merry Mercenary, when did you learn to slay? I was a regular kid when the world flipped, and killing the zombies who were once Mummy and Daddy made me who I am. Ooh, killed their own parents to survive. Well, I guess she's alive, and she believed in the madness that believed in her, and that's why she's alive, which is why you should all believe in the madness that believes in you. And on that note, goodbye forever, and remember to commit internet seppuku.